I couldn't let him take my show. Who was Mellotron, and where did he come from? As I lay in bed recovering from the brutal beating I took at the hands of Mike Hagar, one thing was on my mind: revenge. And I don't mean final fight revenge. My slow recuperation showed me that I probably wouldn't win in another fist fight. I followed Mellotron, and we had an old-fashioned showdown.
That's enough about the past. I'm here today to tell you about some of the strange and interesting things I've found in the pages of Marvel Comics. Hi, and welcome to Adver-tainment. Sometimes it'll be something simple, like a speech balloon pointing to the wrong place.
I'm real glad you're here, lady. Me too.
To be fair, I'd most likely have the same problem if I was standing next to the Black Cat. Oh, Felicia, you can cross my path any day. Oh, right, comics, review, you know, there are some times where I'll be reading a comic and their actions don't quite match up with the words.
Guess I still owe you an apology, but I still ain't turning my back on you. Nor I you. At least we have an understanding.
If you have to turn your head like this to talk to someone, there's a good chance that you currently have your back turned to them.
I still ain't turning my back on you. Nor I you. Starting now.
It's pretty easy to find examples like these. Comic books are worked on by a number of people, and slight errors occur frequently. So we're gonna leave these and take a look at some purposely strange ads, like this one for Honest John's Novelty and Hazardous Items Supply Company. Now, who wouldn't trust a face like that? They make some, interesting things, like permanent Elvis hairdos, mystery meat, and, whatever this thing is. But the item that caught my eye was this durable iron doorstop with handy carrying handle. Weighing in at over 76 pounds, there are very few doors that this thing won't stop. Ads like that are great. You get to see a whole bunch of random things put together on one page. Now, speaking of random things being put together, here are two Marvel characters who I don't think really had much interaction with each other in the comics. The Incredible Hulk versus Venom. But both of them need your help to win the battle against child abuse. Well, if the Incredible Hulk and Venom can't stop child abuse, then I probably shouldn't make a joke about it. I'm just glad that wasn't the plot to Hulk vs. Wolverine. Moving on.
Cap's going to star in a Broadway show, and maybe you can star with him. If you're a girl between 10 and 14 who can sing, dance, and act up a storm, you might just be the person Cap's looking for. He needs a bundle of talent to play his very special friend in Captain America, a musical spectacular due to hit Broadway next spring.
Wait a second. His very special friend? That sounds a little creepy. What's that say at the bottom there?
Do it today. You wouldn't want to let Cap down, would you?
This is really getting kind of disturbing. But I know I've heard that voice before.
Interested? Then send a photo and background info to...
What's with all these ads asking for your personal information? Something's really wrong with Cap'n. Crunch! I know you're behind this!
So you figured out my plan. Good for you. Now what do you intend to do about it?
Damn it! I knew I should have fought you in the last episode. Instead, I wasted 10 minutes with that stupid clone, or whatever he is.
Who do you think sent him after you? I have to keep you occupied while I brainwashed Captain America. Can you believe he actually thought he was going to have a Broadway show? The fool!
I'm putting an end to this, and to you right now. Be right back.
We're picking up an eruption on Earth.
On screen.
Major Stark, planetary records indicate that it's called Mount Fuji.
No, that's not Mount Fuji. It's a zit!
Looks like this guy didn't use Stridex medicated pads to prevent pimples. Load the Stridex pads. They're medicated to treat zits this huge and help prevent new ones from forming. They clean deep and eliminate excess dirt and oil. Dex, target that humongous zit. No other acne medication available without a prescription is more effective than Stridex medicated pads. Stridex, because you only get one face.
If you thought that was the end of Major Stark and his crew, you'd be wrong. The Zit Fighters, unlike Firefly, proved to be so popular that they'd get a second adventure. Yeah, we've heard that part already. Now let's get to the action.
That's what these babies are all about. IGEE units. HQ says they fire invisible Stridex gel. Affirmative. It's invisible, so only you know you're using it. And just like those Stridex pads you're firing, Cleanse, it's medicated to treat zits and help prevent new ones from forming. Well, Dex, looks like we've got a new weapon in the fight against zits.
I know what some of you may be thinking. Well, sure, they're an amazing team, but they can't fight zits 24/7. What do they do in their off time? Heard it. Next.
What you reading, Dex?
Where'd you get it?
Dex, what are you doing reading X-Men? Didn't you get She-Hulk's message? Uh-oh, here she comes!
Okay, now, this is your second chance. If you don't buy my book this time, I'm gonna come to your house and rip up all your X-Men.
Dex, get out of here quick! He's from a society so advanced that one section of the ship was actually turned into his comic book room. It's that one right underneath the trademark symbol.
X-Men, coming your way. Oh, hey Kurt, how's it going? Hi Scott, I'm doing well, and it sounds like your mood has improved. It has, thanks. I realize that, as a company, we've gone through several changes. Some for the better, some for the worse. But we've survived it all. The good times and the bad. And you know why? No, why? Because you sold out. Big time. What's up? Spider-Man? How did you get in here? I've been coming here since the 80s. You guys have done a couple redesigns on the mansion since then. It was a pretty smart move to get rid of the Maze of Madness.
And the only way is through the Maze of Madness.
The mansion's been destroyed and rebuilt a few times since then. Why are you here and who are you calling sellouts? That's like the cat calling the panther black, isn't it? Were you being racist just now? No, I was, black cat, black panther, like the pot and the kettle and... Never mind. Seriously though, you've sold out way more than we ever have. That may be so, but I was designed to be popular. You guys were just freaks, but still tried to follow in my footsteps. What are you talking about? Well, I had a TV show by the 60s. How many times did you have to try to get your own show? How many cameos did I have to give you? And why? Oh, why did you take money away from the RoboCop cartoon to make your own show? That's pretty selfish. You make it sound like the RoboCop cartoon was actually good. You can't take a franchise where people get blown apart by gunshots and turn it into a Saturday morning TV show. Maybe that's why it took you guys so long to get your own show. Wolverine doesn't really translate well into a cartoon character. Claws that can cut through anything don't cut through all that much on Saturday mornings. Although, Wolverine's probably thankful that you never got picked up until the 90s.
The X-Men don't have room for whiny brats!
Now it's my turn!
Can you imagine if everyone thought of some Australian guy when they think of Wolverine? That would just be disgraceful. Say what you want about your own legacy, but our show in the 90s was way better than yours. Whatever. Did your show have a contest to let a viewer be on the show? Mine did. And who won that contest? I don't know, I've had like 3 shows since then. I think it was that Rocket Racer kid. I don't remember that. Who was the villain in that episode? The Scorpion? The Chameleon? Kraven the Hunter? No, it was the Big Wheel. Cut me a break, I mean, there was a new villain in almost every episode. The writers were bound to run out of good characters sooner or later. You used those characters in Season 3, and the show went for another 2 seasons. You really should have walked away when things started falling apart. Like with us, they changed a lot of things in the last season, and we just quit. Well hey, at least you still had your endorsements from Pizza Hut and High C, right? No, they dropped us pretty quickly. It's kind of funny how you can be on top of the world one day, and the very next day the people who said you were great turn their noses up at you. It was pretty rough. Unlike you, we couldn't land big endorsement deals with the likes of A&W or Chef Boyardee. We had to take a slightly more embarrassing deal. Come on, that's not so bad. Remember back when we were doing ads for telephone contests? Just thinking about those times makes my skin crawl. We sure did license ourselves to a lot of garbage. Remember those terrible Nintendo games we were in? Yes, you sure were in a lot of bad games. What you want to talk about bad games? That's like the surfer calling the samurai silver. Racist. Shut the fuck... Kurt, calm down. X-Men don't conduct themselves in such a manner. What about Wolverine? I never really considered him an X-Man. I hate that guy. Surfer, what made your game so awesome? It's been panned by pretty well everyone. They apparently just didn't understand. Look at the ad. It says the game's intense. It also says you're an amphibian. So, how accurate is this ad anyway? Cyclops, what did you give out for giving a high score in the X-Men NES game? If anyone's dumb enough to play our game to the end, I'd be happy to give them a congratulatory point-blank optic blast to the face. Spider-Man, what did you give out for people getting a high score in the Sinister Six game? We had a TV contest. Who cares about some video game contest? I do. What did you give out, Surfer? A customized Silver Surfer jet ski. Well, that makes no sense. Why wouldn't you give out a Silver Surfer surfboard? Why didn't we think of that? If I land another video game deal, I'll mention it to them. Huh. Galactus has a better chance of getting a game than you do. Whatever. See you later, freaks. I'm gonna go ride an awesome wave of 3 mega firepower. What does that even mean? It's like blast processing on steroids. Hi-oh, Silver, away! Man, am I glad he's gone. Some people just don't know when to leave, do they? Well, there's the spider calling the bitch Scarlet. Never mind. That's right, you walk away before we talk about the worst thing you've ever been in. Oh, well, maybe next time.
Okay, folks, let's go back to the Bulletin Bullpen's fun page again. It's time to play Mutant Madness.
Here's one for all you X fans out there. Some of the following characters are mutants, and some aren't. Put on your Cerebro helmets and see if you can detect which of the following heroes are Homo Superior, and which are plain old Homo Sapiens. Cyclops, Banshee, Spider-Man, Cannonball, Hulk, Doctor Strange, Rogue, Captain America, Jean Grey, Juggernaut.
The first person to leave a comment with the correct answers will receive the ultimate honor I can bestow upon them. The official Skeletroy seal of approval. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.
How you doing? Want a piece of fruit?